Oh, I accidentally queued up for ladder with this deck. I guess we'll see if that's a mistake. I had intended to go play Conquest, but I also just went on autopilot. I think Loki's role will be in this patch. Last I checked, the Loki deck had fine stats. And then next turn, we could just Silver Samurai. This might just be like a Colleen Sif double swarm last turn. Oh, they're a blue Marvel deck. That might actually be a really good hit for us, huh? If I hold the Swarm, the Morbius, and the Meek both get bigger. But do I need that? I'd rather just be 12 on the left. Meek doesn't get bigger from Dark Dimension discards. Really? Well, that's fun to know. That means he stays here though too. Yeah, I think we stay. That's after the last turn. No, dude. All right, let's play it on the ladder. See how this goes. Solid curve here, 2, 3, 4. Curving right on out the door. Now we'll play Dakin, so that way if we draw Blade, we can go Morbius Blade next turn. Yikes! Oh, that's funny. The wave made their Sarah match the costs of the other cards in their hand, and then Lady Sif binned it. can't stay.
Escaped.
Why does Kyria need to do her sound effect every time a 1-drop hits the battlefield? Listen, chat. You can only dream of having someone at home waiting for you that gets excited for you as Kyria gets for a 1-drop. Just let her live her life, okay?
I am reborn.
Wind, aid my hand.
Like a copy of Swarm, please. Shang-Chi.
Opponent snapped.
I don't have Morbius or Dracula to play into the flooding. Meek could potentially get into there later, though. Probably a fish. Well, they're also a discard deck, sure. Do we believe in Meek, though? Someone's gotta. Our opponent is currently teaching us why I am not qualified to play discard. Our pixels more luck. Yeah, I only got a 12 here in the middle.
Escaped.
Meek always wins for us, so I don't think Meek's winning that game, chat. He's only, even if we assume Meek jumps left, they discard Apocalypse, they gain 16 here, and they go to 18, which we're still short on. It's gotta be something pretty absurd to hit the wall of shame 2099. You can't just put every single wanker that salts off about getting timed out in there. They gotta be an extra special level of stupid. For any of our ones or twos here. Onesies, twosies. That'll do pig. That'll do. I'm actually gonna put Morbius on the right here, I think. Am I? Yeah, I'm gonna put Morbius on the right just in case there's a location I can't play it to. I Like, my favorite comments from those are the ones that lack the self-awareness to be like, and they make a claim that, like, they're writing this giant message out because they really don't care. And it's just like, you know what I do when I don't care about something? I sit there and write a giant fucking paragraph about how much I don't care about it. It's like, sure thing, bud. You really don't care. So,
Inevitable.
the only thing that gives me pause on Snap here, well, two things. One, they can space stone out now. Two, the other thing that gives pause is, they, could rune us with a Magneto in the center. Nearly. Had to be greedier than them.
I am Apocalypse.
Oh! Silver Samurai hits Blob now. Well, that's great.
Victory.
Hey, Rufio, thanks for the entire year. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Any merit to Ravona with Blob and then Taskmaster now? Yeah, there were some people talking about that variation on Twitter. It's probably fine. I'd rather blade the Apocalypse. I think I rather would. It's close though. Less resource efficient this, but it gets our Apocalypse charging up. Devil, thank you for the 43 months. Welcome back. I didn't know MODOK into this deck. Well, we've only played like 6 games, and this is our first time drawing him, so you know, average discard luck. I did get my free Dr. Ratio inside of Star Rail. I play Star Rail almost every day. My energy in that game usually doesn't cap.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I think we step here for sure. We have the Decade into the MODOK, into the Apocalypse. Pal World has me hooked. I've heard good things about Pal World, but I don't have time for another thing. They probably bail out of here, right? Oh, Palworld's only early access? I thought it actually released. Less interest. I don't do early access games really, chat. Unless it's a card game. Anything that's gonna remotely have a story or a world I care about, I'll let it finish. I don't want to beta test. I want to play a game. I want to play a finished product. Well, they Heimdalled this turn. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Am reborn.
I mean, Palworld's not the kind of game I'd play on stream. Anyways. Sponsored thing, sure, but non-card games. You stick to the card game variety. The tough part here is they know we have a 16 power apocalypse. So this is kind of a mediocre cube value stay, because like, if they stay, we're losing. But if they leave, we can win. This is like the core problem with this discard deck. And in my opinion, the discard archetype is the opposite problem that Loki has when you look at like public trackers. I think anytime you look at discard stats on the public tracker, your stats, if you're playing this deck towards the top of the ladder, are going to be much worse because good players trash this type of deck that's very face up. Your cube equity is terrible because they only stay in games where they know they're winning, and they get to leave games where they know they're losing. So your actual win rate with a deck like this has to be absurd to come out ahead, because if you're playing against reasonable people, you're never winning a lot, you're often losing many. Speaking of losing, all the people that aren't subbed, got 2 minutes of adverts for you. We'll see you in 120 seconds. We're gonna see if we can snag 2 more Mequins with this. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. Did Garrett give up after Chavez? I haven't seen Garrett in a while. Been a hot second. There's somewhere where people keep track of bot names so you can look up your freeze wins. So there's a public bot list. However, the existence of said public bot list adds layers of gamers being gamers, because the existence of it being known means other humans will often change their names to match things on the bot list. They bot cosplay. There isn't. The only 100% surefire way to know you have queued into a bot in Marvel Snap currently is snapping and then immediately ending your turn and seeing if it ends the turn instantly. Anybody telling you any other way is surefire to know you're queued into a bot is misinformed and doesn't understand. Oh yeah, the seasonal music is broken. I wonder what caused that. If you look on the Jeff Hoagland YouTube channel, I had a Scar deck that posted Wednesday, I think. That'll be, well, maybe I play the Annihilus Scar deck today to do something a little different after this one. But I like the werewolf Scar deck that I posted earlier this week.
Snap.
Will you split MODOK eventually? Yeah, at some point, I'll have 6,000 credits spare, and I'll have worked through all the cards I care about splitting more than MODOK, and I will split MODOK. But that moment is probably pretty far off. I think we're dead. Are we supposed to just samurai? Maybe?
Escaped.
Yeah, I agree. This deck seems less fun and honestly less powerful than doing the Wong stuff. This is the best stats on Untapped, Woody. I just wanted to kick the tires on it and see how it goes, but yeah, I think this this archetype is just past its prime. The Shang is disturbing to me. The list with Shang has significantly better stats than the one without. Oh. That's because most gamers below your MMR hate retreating. That's true. Accurate statement. Can you explain what seems out of place with Shang in a deck like this? I don't get when and why you include him. So Shang-Chi is an interactive card that's designed to disrupt the strategy your opponent is executing. A deck like this is a highly synergistic deck that relies on having the right combination of cards in the right order to make your game plan work. And generally speaking, if you feel your deck isn't in a spot where it can make numbers big enough to compete in terms of raw stats, with these other decks and you feel compelled to play Shang, that's usually indicative of the fact that your deck's just not good enough. Not that you should be putting Shang into a deck like this. Eek! Damn. Oh, I got a cube! Thank you, kind stranger. I'm sure that was a great explanation. I'm having trouble understanding. If your deck has lots of synergy cards in it, a synergy card is cards that work with other cards in your deck together. You should not be playing typically reactive, interactive cards like this, because the Shang could be another card that discards cards, or it could be another card that pays me off for discarding cards. Also, thinking about the curve in a deck like this, which cards you're playing on which turns. You ask yourself, okay, when am I playing Shang-Chi? Generally speaking, Shang-Chi is a turn 5 or 6 play. Does this deck have other things that are synergistic that it wants to be playing on turns 5 and 6? Yes, we have MODOK and Apocalypse that we want to be playing on those turns. So it makes your deck less likely to execute its game plan early, and it also disrupts how you would want to fit things into your game plan late.
Oh, snap.
Shang-Chi and reactive tech cards like him are the types of cards that I would describe as having an emotional bias in favor of playing them. What the heck do I mean by that? A card like Shang-Chi feels really good when you slam it down and it wins you the game outright because you slammed it down. However, for every game you win from just slamming Shang into play, there's other games that you often just won't remember where you lost because Shang-Chi was rotting in your hand instead of a synergy card that actually helped your deck function and win the game. So it's easy to feel like, oh, this card is valuable because it creates a memorable moment when it wins you the game. But at the same time, it's easy to forget about all of the times where you're like, man, that should have been something else that actually helped my deck function, and then I would have come out ahead here. Because I have the Dracula, maybe I wasn't supposed to... Maybe I wasn't supposed to MODOK last turn. Swarm Choice Sith? Yeah, that could be it. They haven't played into here yet, right? They drew cards with Jane Foster, though. 9's probably not enough to win the left. I'm probably supposed to leave. I'm probably supposed to either leave or do this. This is probably what I'm supposed to do. It could also be right to put a swarm on the right with their Dracula and then just have 17 over here. Let's do this and see how it ends up. Because Meek doesn't jump when Dracula happens. Meek is flying mid. He is not. Rip. Got him.
Victory.
Their deck. Yeah, probably some kind of Jane Jaw deck. I imagine they have Thor among other things there. My first game after playing Meek, I realized Black Cat didn't trigger my opinion of him greater. Yeah, that's fair. I am cautiously optimistic, Woody, that the OTA is going to end things up in a good spot. I will say we should probably know after weekend missions where Blob ends up at, because like Blob Thanos is like the Scar deck it's gonna recommend for a lot of people. We're definitely a little bit in the things are shiny and new state. Oh, chat, should I play Meek out? Is that good? What if I Morbius and then Meek into MODOK next turn? I think I'm into it.
Enough said, bub. I am Apocalypse.
No, we start Meek mid, and then he jumps out, chat. This also creates uncertainty for my opponent and potentially gives us higher cube equity because they don't know our output range. Oh, I need to play out the swarms for Dracula. Shit. I was thinking I wanted to discard more cards, but you're right. Whoopsie poopsie. It's fine. Dracula's never missed a shot in his life. He's not going to start today. This is where I would put my undo all action button if I had one. This gives Meek 2 more, and it gives Morbius 4 more. So we're plus 6 gamers.
I am reborn.
Yep, we deserve that. We deserve that. We win if we do it the right way. We would have been, still would have been at It would have been 6 more here. The Meek would be here, but be smaller. Yeah, it would have been the Breaker. Our Drac would be 17. You have to have plans for an undo all action, but they do in fact have plans to make the undo all actions button work after you lock it at some point. I don't know where that's at in their priorities, but it does technically exist. Does Meek trigger before the locations? I think so. Hopefully we're about to find out. Infinite using Bast attacks is nice. I haven't had a chance to try that one again yet. I feel like it's probably just worse than Bounce right now, but I should probably give it some kicks for good measure. Bast Bounce was fun today. I do enjoy me some Bast. Wow, could have gotten rid of Rickety Bridge, but instead chose to let Meek risk his life. I tried it, was not impressed. Yeah, that deck is like mostly a metagame deck. So I would not be surprised to hear it. Feels clunky and bad. I think I'm waiting to Modoc. Oh, they're gonna Kyeria. Yeah, that's probably true. Oh, or they're Black Knight. Black Knight would make sense as well. All right, Meek. We'll see you next time, bud. Holy gamers! It's a fucking massacre! Oh no! Oh no! Alright, this deck's atrocious. Holy crap.
Escaped.
I think this is the worst deck with good stats I've ever pulled off of Untapped. Just like, no joke, I think this is the worst pile of cards I've ever played that's had somewhat serviceable stats on Untapped. Just complete pile.